speaking about the coronavirus, the main reason, probably why it got shut down is because a prominent player, this guy's no scrub, Rudy Gobert. I think he was the first the
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
player,
First
definitely
no.
Noticeable player that got the
Yeah, yeah.
virus,
No, I'm pretty sure.
and
Yeah, he was the first NBA player.
and not only that, he spread it to Donovan Mitchell,
Yep, the
as well,
second player
second player.
known to test
So,
positive.
which actually ties into my question. Based on Rudy Gobert's action, and to clarify it to you guys,
Oh
Andrade
Lord.
kind of brought it up. When Rudy Gobert, I might be wrong about this, is that when he found out that he had the positive, test with the coronavirus, he didn't really take it seriously, and he was like messing around.
Oh,
with
when he
that.
found out he was
I
positive.
might be wrong. It might be before. He
Oh, okay.
had like some.
I know before he didn't. That's
It
what
was
I've
either,
heard.
it was either before that he had some like flu-like symptoms or cough.
Oh, I
and
didn't
he
know.
was-
I didn't know.
And he was messing around with the microphones, or after he found out, that he had the virus. I'm not 100% sure. But either
Okay.
way, he was acting, silly about it. He was touching the microphones, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you clearly see, Donovan Mitchell and who else, got infected with the coronavirus. So my question is, Andrade, based on the negligence of Rudy Gobert, you think the NBA should suspend him for what he did?
Fuck, Erwin, that's a heavy question, bro. That's a heavy question.
Hey man, we talk deep about ball, man.
You're
It comes
right.
with
You're
the
right. We get
territory.
deep into it. All right. From what I've heard, from what I've read, it's he wasn't taking it seriously, and he was being very, very joking and I guess a little immature about it when the coronavirus was becoming a thing. I don't know if it was when he was getting sick symptoms or anything like that, but that's what from what I'm aware of. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna act like I'm a better person, something like, oh, he shouldn't have joked about it. Like, yo, a lot of people would have joked
Dude,
about
all
it. I know
social
some
media,
people
Twitter,
wouldn't.
TikTok,
Yeah.
they're all joking about it.
And like I can picture, like, yo, you're just in the locker room and people are bringing up this epidemic and you just don't treat it seriously. Now I don't know how much he joked about it, and that's what I'm curious about. Because if it was too far, then he should get reprimanded for it. Like I wouldn't go around. Okay, look, him doing that whole touching all the mics and stuff, I would have not done. And I joke a lot, like I do a lot of dumbass jokes. I wouldn't have like done that. And I don't know if he did this. I think I saw a tweet about it. Obviously, I don't know if it's accurate or not. Like even with players, he was like joking around, touching them, or like just being dumb. And like sometimes you just play stupid. And at the time, let's be honest, like the coronavirus was just like, it was like a thing of like to talk about. It wasn't like we didn't, at least in the USA, it wasn't like a major serious wave yet, especially like how it is now. Now it's literally a national emergency declared. So I do, and the fact here's where it's gonna hurt Gobert a little harder, and then I think the suspension should take this into consideration. And it is a bit of bad luck. He affected the team's star player. You feel me?
And he's one of the
Donovan
star
Mitchell.
players.
He is, but Donovan Mitchell is the franchise player for the Utah Jazz, and he affected him. So that is something. Regardless of, it could have been anyone else, but that is something they're gonna consider. So I believe I think they should slap some type of suspension, if not a suspension, some type of heavy penalty towards it, and not because of partly because of how he addressed the situation, but more so because, and I know the league is gonna think about this, it's to set an example. Because like in the future, 5, 10, 20, whatever years from now, there could be another thing happening. I mean, we had the swine flu like not so long ago, like 5 to 10 years ago, So like this, it tends to happen, and when another epidemic is buzzing or whatever, we gotta take certain things more seriously. Because to take it seriously early on is what's gonna help prevent it. Because if the NBA and the players took it more seriously, maybe we would have avoided anyone getting it, and maybe we could have avoided it, the whole season getting suspended. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would agree with the suspension. I don't think it should be too crazy heavy, I don't think it should be too long, but at least for the beginning of next season, I don't know if it should be implemented for this season. Like if it comes back and we go into the playoffs, I don't know if I would necessarily give him the suspension now, but it would make sense to do it, keep it relevant. But maybe even in next year, like starting off in next season, you're going to be suspended for the first 14 days, first 2 weeks, something like that. And yeah, so whatever the NBA does, I think a suspension, I would agree with doing one or some type of repercussion towards Rudy Gobert. I just don't know. We'll see how much, at least personally, how I would agree their approach to that, repercussion is going to be. But yeah, what about you, or when you think You think Rudy Gobert should face some type of suspension or some type of penalty for how he addressed the whole Corona?
Well, hey man, shit. He's patient zero, man. Just ban him from the league. No. I'm just kidding.
I feel you.
Look, it's not his fault that he got the coronavirus, and it's not like he's patient zero, like as some people are saying.
I do wonder how. They'll never be able to pinpoint it. But.
I mean, we're not gonna be able to know when it comes to that, but I mean, we could both agree he could have acted better.
Yes.
When it comes to that.
Yes.
I don't think.
He's a grown man.
I think 2 weeks is too long of a suspension. I think maybe something like maybe 1 or 2 games.
See, maybe, I think that's too light.
Okay,
though,
maybe
in the future, maybe we get another epidemic.
You know what? 5 games. I think that'd be a happy medium.
Okay.
Okay, 5 games. It'd be like. Hey,
with a financial penalty too, or no?
Well, he's gonna be losing game checks, so that is a financial, and that's gonna.
I mean, like on top, my bad.
And that's gonna hurt him, because most of these players about basketball, they love the game a lot, and when they're away from it, it just hurts them. It's part of their soul. He could have acted better when it comes to that. You said, he's a grown ass man. I think they should give some sort of. But a couple things that the NBA's got to think about as well is these players, they're backed up by the players union, and we got to see. Some players are not happy, from what I'm hearing from sources.
Oh, I was gonna mention that. Yeah,
that they're not happy.
Utah player, yeah.
That they're
and Adrian Wojnarowski even said that they should be a little happy that they're not immediately jumping back into games, because there are some relationships he said that need
some mending.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. I'll post a tweet here.
That they're not happy about that.
And I feel him, because even though he took it lightly, like, bro, you should think about the other people. You know what I mean?
Look, I mean, for people like our age, like, if you're like in your 20s, 30s, 40s, look, this coronavirus, from what it seems, it's not. Most of the cases have been mild. Mm-hmm. The concerning thing is to pass it to people like our parents or grandparents or people with compromised immune systems.
Exactly.
That's like the main concern, because those are the people that are dying.
Yeah, and the healthy people might have it. Still spread it. Like, that doesn't prevent you from not spreading it.
So yeah, they should do something about Rudy Gobert. We gotta find out. We gotta see. What they end up doing. One thing I do hope is that I hope the NBA comes back pretty soon. Because man,
you're gonna get to the next topic?
No, I'm not.
Okay, hold on.
I'm actually not. What I wanted to say is a disclaimer. The NBA already pretty much made a decision. There was something on Bleacher Report. Andrade might put it up over here. That for now it seems like the NBA is not gonna fine and is not gonna suspend Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
Based on what we saw on Bleacher Report.
Maybe what he's going through right now with the coronavirus is enough.
But hey, we'll see what goes on. But what were you wanting to say, Andre?
One thing I wanted to add is, like, I had just read this right before we recorded. I think I showed it to you. Mm-hmm. I'll give Rudy Gobert some props. He did donate. I'll put the tweet here now. $500K to like a couple of organizations or something.
I love that what players are doing.
I'm like, well, yeah. And I like that he is, at least Gobert, knowing that all the negative publicity he's getting, he's trying to mend it with doing this, whatever. And then shout out, nothing to Rudy Gobert. You saw what Zion did?
Zion, $100,000.
Shout out to Zion. Definitely put that tweet. Not just that, I saw.
Giannis
I don't know if this is accurate, but I read a tweet that said Zion has stated that he's gonna cover the salaries of the workers, like the staff workers for the stadium or whatever, for the Pelicans, for the terms of I don't know, what do you call it, suspension
for the next 30 days maybe.
Yeah, whatever, like the time off. Zion, dude, a 19-year-old kid, like,
rookie.
Respect, bro. Like, dude, real recognize real. That's real as fuck. Like, I was like, damn.
Some notable players, Zion, as he brought up, Giannis, Rudy Gobert, obviously. And I think more and more players are hopping onto that, so that's a really nice gesture that they're doing. They're not supposed, nobody's, making them do that. I really like that, what's going on. It just speaks to,
they're in times of crisis. Is that unity is nice.
It's really nice. But